Well, Jim, our next question sent to CornyDriveThru at gmail.com from Joel in New Zealand.
Hello, Joel.
G'day, Jim. It actually says that here. I wasn't improvising.
Oh, okay.
I just finished watching the year of 1995 in the WWF, and my question is, why did Vince McMahon wait until the end of the year to make Diesel an anti-authority ass-kicker? Wouldn't that have helped his lame title run all year instead of the smiling goon that he was? Also, his promo the night after Survivor Series when he lost the belt to Bret Hart felt very much like the Attitude Era. Is that maybe when Vince first thought his guys started needing attitudes?
Well, the reason why it took until the end of the year is because it took that long for Nash to finally being put in that spot. It's not like Nash has ever been a shrinking violet, but being put in that spot at first, okay, you're going to go along with everything. But then he had been moaning at Vince for quite some time about, smiling, happy Diesel, with the fucking cartoon outfit and everything. I still go back to, you've seen that picture of him and Pat and Bruce in the colorful Christmas sweaters they used to wear.
I think it's from MSG, yeah.
Yes, from Madison Square Garden. He finally browbeat Vince long enough that Vince let him do what he wanted to do, which was be more ass kicker than smiley, goofy baby face. But that's why it took Vince that long, because it took Nash that long to convince him to do it. What was the second part of the question?
The second part of the question was that promo that he did at the end of 95 was at the beginning of the Attitude Era, after he finally started showing some attitude after he lost the belt to Bret Hart.
And he just says that promo, like, okay, in my mental Rolodex of every Kevin Nash promo ever done, I remember that one most of all. I don't know what the fuck it was. I don't remember a specific Kevin Nash promo at the end of 95, but the gist of the thing was they were starting to be this was not revolutionary. Everybody thinks, oh, the Attitude Era started because they let them be more real. No, if Nash had been in any territory in the 60s or 70s, he would have been doing the same fucking thing. He would have been wanting to be an ass kicker and a badass instead of a smiley sweater-wearing baby face. Because no booker would have done that. If you got a guy like Nash, you let him be. Can you see Bill Watts telling Kevin Nash as a baby face to act nicer?
You know what I think about? I think it may have been the end of 94 where they had on TV Kevin Nash leading the entire office of Titan Tower, everyone like in the main lobby singing Jingle Bells for Christmas. That's when it's like, wait a minute, this guy, who I never thought would get over, I saw him as Vinny Vegas.
Yeah.
Not the greatest. And he gets over as Shawn's kick-ass bodyguard, gets over in the Royal Rumble, eliminating all those guys. They have him win the belt, the Garden goes nuts, and they immediately make him this guy, leading the singing of Jingle Bells in Titan Towers.
But that's it. Vince had to have his baby faces at that point doing that. Vince was always his style was somewhat of a caricature rather than actual wrestling. And the image, the gimmick was more important than actually what was going on, and blah, blah, blah. So that fit in. But no, that's not a revolutionary thing, the Attitude Era. It's just that those guys, everybody was frustrated because it had got so cartoon at that point. And whereas, Shitstain and I differed was he wanted to do Jerry Springer and make fun of the business, whereas I wanted more, cops reality television where it really is real shit. And you're eliciting a fucking response rather than having a studio audience hooting at people for, the paternity test. So it was two different types of reality television. But that's, all the guys wanted to be more real, but any guys in any bookers or any promoters in the territory days pretty much would have been saying the same thing to them already. They, especially on top, the guys would have been more serious and less gimmicky. And the interviews would have been more pointy. The only thing that differentiated or departed in the Attitude Era from what would have been done in the territories as hard-ass blood and guts wrestling is the bad comedy, the underneath guys doing stupid bullshit to detract from the main events, and the profanity and, sex that you wouldn't have been able to get away with. The meat of the Attitude Era that drew top stars, Austin, Rock, Taker, Foley, whoever the fuck, acting like themselves, would have been done in any major territory.